Hey, remember at SHOT Show when Palmetto State Armory teased us with those new Sabre rifles? Well, they're here and we are gonna check them out. Oh, hey, we're gonna get into this gun review real quick, but before we do, I'd like to ask your help. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Let YouTube know that you are hooked on our content. In exchange, I'll show you what I was laughing at in the scope. Palmetto State Armory released the Sabre line because they wanted to provide a budget line that was a little bit higher performing, and that's what they've done. These are a couple of examples from that line. This one particularly is set up with a 20-inch barrel. Now, they're chambered in 223 Wild, which is great because you can use 5.56 or 223. You have a 3-lug barrel device here on the end. The barrel has a 1 1/8 twist, and again, like I said, this is a 20-inch barrel, so we're expecting some pretty good accuracy out of this thing. You've got an adjustable gas system that's mid-length, and then this rail is pretty cool. I like the grip up here. It's built in. It's got some good texture right there. You've got M-lock on the sides and bottom, and then you've got some QD back here. Get more into a traditional Picatinny rail. And then on the sides, you've got some really good ergonomics as far as the controls. Both sides here are represented. I can flip this over. The switch for the fire control is a little bit smaller, and you also have the capability to lock your bolt back and release your bolt on your right side. The mag release is represented on both sides, and you have a Hyperfire trigger. That we'll get into here pretty quickly is, it's a very short break. There's no build to it. It's a single stage. It just snaps. In the back, you've got a Radian charging handle. And then this furniture is all part of the Sabre line, which is pretty interesting because it's got this logo with the palm tree on it and the cross sabers of Palmetto State Armory. Hey! Ho, ho, ho. Ooh. Going on to the 14.5, we've got a smaller version that is still supposed to be a little bit better performing. You've got the Hyperfire trigger, same furniture, different rail, and another noteworthy difference is that this upper and lower is billet, whereas this one is forged. So just a slightly bit heavier, but not too bad. It's still reasonable, around 7 pounds, a little over 7 pounds. A really good lineup. I think these two options here, we're gonna run them today and see how they do. All right, so let's get into this trigger. Like I said before, it's short. There's no build, it's just there, and then it breaks. So I'm gonna pull back ever so gently. And then I'll release. Reset is immediate, and that's the entire distance back. So it's a very short travel, and reset occurs immediately upon release. So we're gonna do that one more time. I'll go ahead and break the shot. And then reset is right here. Boom. So no doubt by now you've heard this ringing sound after we fire a shot. Let's do it again. Yep, that is pretty common with these 3-lug muzzle devices. They kind of act like a tuning fork. It's worth noting that that's what's going on. It's not your hearing pro, it's not your speakers, it's not your ears. But, you know, we figured we could have some fun with it. Is that my note? Is that me? Yeah. John Brown's boots are polished so fine. John Brown's spurs, they jingle and chime. Don't come knocking at my window now, your heart no longer is mine. Johnny, remind me, I need to invent a heated massaging shooting mat, okay? All right, we got a mean scope here from Primary Arms. Head over to the website at pewpewtactical.com to find out all the details on this and the Sabre series rifles. We're gonna start out with our accuracy now, shooting AAC 55 grain. Sing to me. All right, let's go check those out. All right, first results from AAC 55 grain, about 2 inches. Pretty pleased with that. All right, 2 inches with just standard 55 grain full metal jacket, pretty good. Let's punch it up a little bit. Remington Premier Match. These are 69 grain and should do a little bit better, but let's try. I think that's gonna be a little more like it. Remington Match pulled through, 1 MOA. Pretty consistent there. So just for some variety, we've got some PMC bronze here, 223, 55 grain. Shoot that, see how they group up. That looks pretty good. Some of you D&D nerds out there are going to remember the tale of the singing sword. A sword that sang all the way through combat.
Farewell to thee!
This reminds me of it. PMC 55 grain. Just slightly over MOA, but still extremely close. Good performance. Oh man, Spear Gold Dot. Now, I've used these for a number of years in my previous profession, but these will be a little bit different personal protecting rounds. And we're gonna load them up and see how they group in the Sabre. Bullseye. All right, so the spear is pretty reasonable. It did spread out a little bit more. The first shot, which bullseyed, pretty good performance, but they did spread out a little bit, roughly 2 inches from here to here. So still pretty good. Shooting mat reminds me of a yoga mat. Kind of inspiring, actually. Be sure to head over to Pew Pew Tactical. Check out our article on best AR-15s. I think you'll like it. Remember to breathe. Oh man, it's a good old steel case Tull here. 223 55 grain full metal jacket, and you know, it's widely available, so I think it's pretty reasonable to test this out, see what the performance characteristics are going to be in a 20-inch barrel, and that makes a difference. You know, most average AR-15s around the 16-inch barrel. 4 inches. 4 inches makes a bigger difference.
4 inches from your chest, Kyle! 4 inches!
I'm on safe. Come take a look at this. So we have a failure to feed with the Tull ammo. Maybe it doesn't like the steel case. Round is okay. So we fired one, ejected, but couldn't feed the next one. So let's try again. Yeah, we're good. I got another malfunction. So again, failure to feed. Case is pretty heavily scored right there. But waste not, want not. Okay, it may not like steel case ammo. Yeah, same kind of scar right there. Let's try it one more time. I've got to have a 5-shot group. There we go. This one will probably run to the market going wee, wee, wee all the way home. Oh, I thought we had it in there. All right, now we have a 5-shot group. They're clean. So clearly some struggles with tull ammo. I wasn't terribly surprised about the accuracy. It's looking 5-6 inches, spread out quite a bit. The fact that we had some trouble with it feeding was kind of interesting too. We're gonna keep testing that, try some different magazines, and also run it through the 14.5 gun and see how it performs there. But overall, accuracy, really good. So the steel case tull didn't do so well in the bigger gun. Let's try the 14.5 and see how well it does. Just fine. So let's go back to the 20-inch and see with a different magazine if it makes any difference to shoot that steel case tull. Aha. Dead trigger. So we ejected, but we didn't feed another round. Chamber is empty. So let's load her up again. One in. Ah. Failure to feed. Once again. So let's try the steel case tull in a P mag and see how that goes. Cleared, did not feed. Cleared, didn't feed. Okay, so 3 different magazines, and it does not like the steel case. The 14.5 runs it great, but the 20-inch is not happy with it. There we go. Clean run all the way through. Locked back on the last round, and all I did was clean up the feed ramps a little bit, scrub them out real good, and we seem to be processing the steel case tull ammo much better now. Final thoughts. We've spent quite a day out here testing both of these rifles pretty thoroughly. 5 different types of ammo through the 20-inch, definitely more of a DMR type application. We put the big glass from Primary Arms on here. The billet does make it a little bit heavier, but man, the fit and finish is really nice. It ran extremely well, with the exception of the tull steel case ammo. Now, we did clean it up and clean the feed ramps, and that seemed to resolve the issue. Main problem that it was just failing to feed. It would always eject, but it wouldn't always feed the next round. We tried a few different magazines, but they all seem to have the same issue, except when we finally cleaned up the feed ramps, that it seemed to clear itself up. Heavier gun, but definitely very cool, very accurate. I was impressed with the 1 MOA on the better ammos, and even being able to tame down some of the, you know, standard ammos to about 2 MOA. Pretty cool in that regard. The Hyperfire trigger is nice. Takes a little bit of getting used to because it just breaks. There's no warning, it just breaks. It's pretty light, but once I got used to it, man, it's really fast. You can run it pretty quickly. Moving on to the 14.5-inch gun, we set this up with a Unity riser and a T2, probably gonna end up being somebody's night vision gun. So getting used to that was interesting. I liked being able to keep my head up and bring the rifle up to it. Compared to lugging this around, which is still not terribly heavy. I think it's a little over 7 pounds. The optic considerably more, but this is even lighter still. Obviously, it's got the shorter barrel and it's not a billet lower and upper. Ergonomics were great on both guns, and the controls worked pretty well. Again, I really think that this is a good package overall, and the prices are pretty interesting. So on to pricing. This gun, true to Palmetto State Armory's word, they said they wanted to give a little bit better option as far as performance, but still keep it under $1,000. This one is $800 on the website, and this one is $980. So really good couple of guns that have been reliable with the right ammo, provided really good accuracy. So that's going to do it for us with the Palmetto State Armory Sabres. Be sure to check them out on pewpewtactical.com. Thank you for watching.